Be perfect fit for Miami. Another guy that if he took less money, maybe Jermaine O'Neal because he's a guy. Although he's fragile, he's a guy that does play tough defense and does rebound on the block.
What about you?
Well-
What about you, Fish?
I think the guys who my dream would probably be honest with you, if Ray Allen would have he probably would have had a way limited role for this Miami team, but him and Mike Miller on the 3-point line with Dwayne Wade and LeBron slashing all game, it's like the 3-point contest out there. But as far as other guys, I think they might be able to pick up. I think this might be a good pickup for TV because his baby mama is Matt Barnes. If he goes to Miami. But I think he's looking for a little bit of a bigger contract. But I think if Miami can hold out on him a little bit, they might be able to get him because he's that that 3 or 2 guy that for defensive purposes you want on the team. As far as other guys, is Raja Bell. I don't think he's all the way in for Lakers yet. They still might have a chance with him because I think Raja Bell's going to see the real thing with Kobe of him like, oh, yeah, we're cool now.
The phoniness.
Yeah, whatever. Like, we don't get along. Don't give me that. But I think Raja Bell, if Matt Barnes or Raja Bell, if you can hold out on those 2 guys, you might be able to get one of those 2. And you just want another big man. I'm even hearing Juwan Howard's going to Miami.
Yeah, that's a report. Pat Riley tried to get him.
He finally gets him. I guess 15, 16 years later, he finally gets Juwan Howard.
I would love AI to take a cut and
you
go
know
to
what?
Miami. I
thought about AI, but to me, AI don't know how to act. South Beach, LeBron and all those young dudes. I mean, it's too much, man. He might bring Michael Vick down to South Beach, and they might not know how to act.
He was on Twitter though, basically saying he was on Twitter talking about how he's calmed down. He's willing to take a role off the bench. Well, he didn't say anything about money, but he said in terms of his role on a championship contending team, he would take less, obviously, and come off the bench and be a spark plug.
But I mean, I know this will be off subject a little bit. I think a team that if AI did want to go to maybe a contender or a playoff type team, be honest with you, Chicago. I mean, I wouldn't see him go to Chicago, come off the bench over there.
I think that's a good fit.
But I mean, it's always going to be up to AI if he wants to really win.
All right,
that's his decision.
Miami. Still, I'm staying on Miami. What about Tracy McGrady then?
I don't think Tracy McGrady wouldn't fit because of his mentality. Tracy McGrady's never been that team guy to me. It's always been me. And which is the total opposite of LeBron. LeBron's always been pretty much a team guy.
He's always been a team player.
Always been a team
always
guy.
been a team player.
And I mean, that's probably why those 3 were able to really get on. You got to have a team guy. You got to have team guys if you're going to have some big threes. I think that's also what helped Boston. I mean, Kevin Garnett, he loves to win, but he's also a team guy. I mean, he also
Ray Allen and Kevin Garnett are team players.
Yeah.
I won't say Paul Pierce is, but Ray Allen and Kevin have always been team players.
Yeah. And the other thing that helped them is they pretty much came up together. They were pretty much recruited around the same time.
Which this 3 is going to do.
Which this 3 pretty much went through similar things. So I think in the end, if Miami can put the right pieces, will I say championship? They have a chance. I'm not going out on a limb saying
I go out on a limb.
They're guaranteed a championship.
Here
they have the best chance to win in the championship.
I'm saying championship. Y'all heard it here
I'm
first.
I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say that Miami will go 62-20 this year.
Like the pick.
I do think that they will be challenged severely by Chicago. Because I think Chicago is building a very good team.
I think Boston. I think Boston will challenge them. I think Rasheed Wallace fools everybody and comes back for one season.
I think if Boston can stay healthy, they can challenge them. The thing about them is, with Boston, every year they get older.
That's true.
So they have to stay healthy a little bit longer. Do I think Chicago's going to challenge them? No, because their coach is not going to be able to do anything for them. I don't understand why Chicago keeps – since Phil Jackson has left, they have yet to really go out and get – they could have easily got Byron Scott. Byron Scott coaching Derrick Rose been a perfect fit than Byron Scott coaching Delonte West and Gloria James in the backcourt right now for the Cleveland Cavaliers. But I mean, I think Miami they will be in the title contention. But will they get more than one? If they do get one, I think they'll win one. Will be let down for a season and come back and win one.
I'll say this: if they get one their first year, we're going to be talking about a real dynasty.
If
we're
they
talking
are
about
in
a
the
real
finals
dynasty.
late June, because that's Black College Film Festival in Miami. I am in Miami. Wet Willies, I got the first round on me. I got a thong ready for the beach. I am in Miami. If they are in the finals come late June,
A thong?
No, you been to Miami. Will stop faking. Wally, when you go down there, you'll see.
I'll see.
We are going to be in Miami at Wet Willie's. We going to hit everything up. And you got to get dressed up when they don't be faking in the club either, man.
Call it button-ups.
Not really button-ups. We got to act like you got some money.
Be dressed.
And everybody eat dinner like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, wow.
But we're going to hop in that commercial break right now, man. There's so much LeBron James, everything else going on in the world. But before we hop in that commercial break right now, do you think Delonte West is going to be able to survive in Cleveland? You think he might be the reason LeBron left?
Well, I think now, since everybody in Cleveland hate LeBron, they're going to keep Delonte West just because of that. It's like he will be now the president of Cleveland.
Sources close to the urban sports scene have confirmed the story that's been out on the internet about LeBron James' mother and Delonte West. The other news medias won't report it, but we will. We have confirmed sources that the rumor is true. I do think that from now on, Delonte West will be. Let's not kid ourselves and say the guy's a star. But
he's a good player. He went to Eleanor Roosevelt. He's a good player.
He's a good player.
He's a good light-skinned basketball
He's
player.
a serviceable role player. But I do think that that rumor is the reason why LeBron James left Cleveland. I think that he probably tried to keep it internal within the locker room, and then once it got outside of the locker room and people like us were able to confirm it and then speak the truth of it, he got upset and decided to leave.
And yes, we can't confirm stuff because all of you media outlets, you would confirm LeBron James was going everywhere else, so we can confirm this.
Well, we're going to hop into that commercial break. We're going to take it to the hole. So let's hop into that commercial break.
Hey, what's up? It's your man Ray Rogers of the Urban Sports Scene, and recently Will T and I set out on a mission to see what the people think of our show. All right, there's Mike Wilbon right there. Wilbon, what you think of our show, dog?
I should say the next, it's the big thing.
Oh, that's what's up, man. We feel the same way. Coach Rivers, Doc Rivers. There's Doc Rivers. Go ahead, Will T. Get an interview with him.
Coach Rivers, how do you feel about Ray no longer being the host of the Urban Sports Scene?
I mean, Ray, he was absolutely sensational.
Yeah, I feel the same way, man. I thought I was great as the host, but it's all good. Big up to my man Fish. There's Alvin Gentry, man. Coach Gentry. What you think about Fish being the host of the Urban Sports Scene?
I've always been a big fan of his.
Oh, so you familiar with him before the Urban Sports Scene when he was host of the Mac Fish Show?
No, I'm not saying that, okay? No.
So what are you saying? Anyway, man, let's move on. There's President Obama. Obama, my man Will T here, he dissed World Cup, man. What you think about him dissing World Cup?
He's a jackass.
Keep it locked to the Urban Sports Scene, because you never know who's listening.
Beamer, Benz, a Bentley. Beamer, Benz, a Bentley. Beamer, Benz, a Bentley. My jeans are never empty. Beamer, Benz, a Bentley. Beamer, Benz, a Bentley. Beamer, Benz, a Bentley. Your scheming don't affect me. I'm fresh, I'm fly, I'm so damn. More than 500 horses when I roll by. I'm calm, I'm cool.
Welcome back to the Urban Sports Scene. We're going to keep that NBA action continuing over here. We're going to hop in something that also caught news after LeBron James and Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade made a decision to go to Miami. Is Chris Paul saying that, what was it, Amari and Melo trying to play for New York at Melo's wedding last week that LeBron got booed at? That's kind of messed up. LeBron got booed at a
that's
wedding.
Hilarious.
But, I mean, what do you think of Chris Paul's comment, him trying to come up with his own big three?
I don't know, honestly. I don't know what Chris Paul is doing. New York has Raymond Felton, right? For 2 years. I'm not saying he's Chris Paul, but let's just say
he ain't going nowhere for 2 years.
Exactly. Let's just say Raymond Felton flourishes under D'Antoni's offense. It's similar to what he did in North Carolina, an up and down pace offense. Say he flourishes out there. They're not going to look for Chris Paul just to spend extra money because they just get Melo.
Well, we are talking about the Knicks, though.
They
Don't hate on my Knicks. First of all, Chris Paul is a free agent in 2012.
Yeah, that's true.
So Raymond Felton's contract will end when Chris Paul will become a free agent. I do think there's some validity to it. I think that Carmelo Anthony and his lovely wife have New York roots, so they may want to move back to New York. And the way, Melo's looking at it like, that's New York. That's the mecca of basketball, and they don't have a certified star. I'm that star. I have roots to New York. I'm a Syracuse boy, so I come there, and I'll be an even bigger star than I am now.
That's a good point. I think Melo can go to New York. I don't argue with that. It's on the East Coast. Like you said, Syracuse. He's had success in that region, and it's New York. It's not Denver.
To be honest with you, I think of all the three, of course, Amari's already there, but I can see Melo in New York. But at the same time, I can see in a couple years Charlotte making a run